Hey guys, what is going on? This is your boy Zintaxity here once again today. And real quick before I start off this tutorial, I apologize if my mic sounds crappy. I'm using the Astro A40 mic, and let's face it guys, expensive headset but not the best microphone, so I gotta step up that game there. But anyways, I'm not being a critic of the Astro business. That's not what this video is about today. This video is going to be how to create your own, for free, Minecraft server through Windows. And I'm using Windows 10, but it should work with any version of Windows, no problem. And also, this is going to be for Minecraft 1.8.9, but again, it should work for any versions of Minecraft. You just need to make sure that you get the right server file for whatever version that you are going to be playing on. But you guys will see what I'm talking about in a second here. But first thing I'm going to show you guys is my actual server folder itself. This is going to be what your folder should look like by the end of this tutorial. And if it doesn't look anything like this, just let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to help you out. Or if any other questions, just let me know, and I will answer you as soon as possible. So we're going to get out of that. So if I don't leave any links in the description, which I should, just look at what's in my URL, and then it'll be really easy to find from there. There's not really any specific links that you are really going to need that's like really complex and like really long to type in. But the first thing is going to be minecraft.net/download, and you just want to go to scroll down to the bottom of this page, and you're going to see Minecraft_server, and it's going to be a jar file. You're going to want to download this one, and obviously you keep the file and then wait for it to download. And I'm just going to press X in there because I already have it on my desktop. You guys will probably find it in your downloads folder once you download it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on our desktop, and we're going to go to new and then folder. And then what you're going to want to name this folder is pretty much up to you. I'm going to name it Minecraft Server 2 just because it's my second folder with the Minecraft server that I have. So I'm going to open it up, and then I want to drag in the Minecraft server jar file into the folder. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to double click on the jar file. And then you're going to see something pop up on your screen, then go away. That thing right there. And then a few different things are going to pop up in this folder. So you're going to want to go into eula.txt. Double click on that. And now what you're going to want to do, guys, is copy and paste this in your URL in your browser, and make sure you read through the terms and conditions, and make sure you agree and know what you're getting yourself into when you're making a server of Minecraft. And once you agree to it, you're going to want to change the false true. And then once you do that, you're going to do file, save, and then X out. And then you're just going to want to double click the jar file again. And then once you double click it, it's going to be doing a whole bunch of things, and it's going to be preparing the spawn area. And once that is done, it'll tell you, and you can just press stop. You see it says done, and then type in stop and then enter. Never, or just try not to just press the exit button. Just try to do stop and then enter every time you leave this jar file. Okay, now the next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the folder, go to new, and then go to text document. And it really doesn't matter what you call this, just click on it. And now what you're going to put in here is pretty important. I have, oh, wrong thing. What I have is a RAM code that you're going to put in the server, which basically allows how much RAM you're going to allow in your server at that time. So pretty much how to configure how much RAM you want to put into your server is to know how much RAM you have on your PC yourself. And now to check that, if you guys don't know, you type in this PC, right click on that, go to properties, and then you go to install memory RAM, which is minus 16 gigabytes. Your guys might be different. So this right here, where'd it go? This right here is for 4 gigabytes RAM, which is only 1/4 of my RAM on my computer. So I'll be fine. That won't really affect my computer at all. It won't make it go slower. But say if you have 4 gigabytes RAM, you definitely don't want to put 4 gigabytes RAM as your server RAM, because your computer is just simply not going to be able to run. You probably don't even want to put 2 gigabytes RAM as your server RAM either. You probably want to put 1 gigabyte, which 1 gigabyte would simply, you just change the 4096 to 1024 megabytes, and then you change this 4096 as well to 1024. But I'm going to keep it on 4096, and I'll supply all these different RAM codes in the description for 1 to 4. So don't worry about that. I won't forget to do that. And in this this out of here. Alright, let's exit out that too, because I forget which one. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna copy and paste here. And then what you're gonna do is once you have your RAM code in your new text document in your folder for your server, what you're gonna want to do is go to File, Save As. I'm gonna type in start server.bat. Make sure you have the .bat. That's the most important thing. And also change save as type to all files. That's also very important. If you don't have the .bat or save as type all files, this will not work. So make sure that you do that. That's very important, guys. And you're gonna want to save that. And you can just press X on that, and you can also get rid of this new text document here, because that's pretty much meaningless for you. And so now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to double click on start server.bat, and this command window will pop up. And then you're going to want to double click on the jar file. You do that, and then it will say done. And now, as you can see, now it says 97% free, which before it only said 6% free. So that's showing that your RAM code works and you're using 4 gigabytes of RAM on your server. Now, important note for you guys, just so you understand this whole thing, is that you always want to start when you're running your server. Well, first of all, your server will not work or run unless the jar file is running. But the way you want to run it is you always want to press start server first and then open up this, so your RAM code will work on the jar file. If not, you'll have the default RAM that the server thing gives you, and it's not good at all, and you most likely will end up lagging. So just that's something you have to keep in mind. Always do start server, the BAT file first, and then open up the jar file, and then you should be good to play your server. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is you want to figure out what your IPv4 address is. So to do this, very simply, you want to type in CMD, right click on it, run as administrator, and then hit yes. And then you're going to want to type in IP config, exactly how I have it. Press enter, and then what you're looking for is IPv4 address again, then your default gateway. What you want to do is you want to take a picture or copy and paste this or do something with this, because you have to remember both the IPv4 address and default gateway. So make sure that you remember both of those, and I remember it, so I'm just going to close out of it. And what you want to do from here is go to server properties, open that up, and go to server IP. And what you want to type in from there is your IPv4 address. So mine is 192.168.1.125. And every person's IPv4 address is pretty much going to be something different, so don't worry if it's not the same as mine, because it shouldn't be. So after you do that, you want to do File, and then Save. You can exit out of that. Now the next thing that you're going to want to do is, well actually no, real quick, there's actually something that I've seen in a lot of comments and videos which people have been also showing this same method, how to make your own Minecraft server, but they a lot of people are having problems with their RAM, where when they open this up they'll get some kind of error message or something saying how they can't use that amount of RAM, even though they have the amount of RAM necessary that they need for their server. So there's 2 ways to fix this. So if you guys are getting that error message or saying that it doesn't have enough data for that heap of data, wherever the heck it says, I forget. But there's 2 ways to fix this, and you probably need to most likely use both steps. So you want to go to this PC again, then go to Properties, and then you're going to want to go to Advanced System Settings, and then Performance Settings, and then to Advanced, and then go to Virtual Memory, and then Change. And then from here, if this box is checked, you're going to want to uncheck that, and go to Custom Size, and then Initial Size. Now, what you're going to want to do from here is you're going to want to pull up a calculator. Oh, I spelled calculator wrong. Alright, you want to pull up your calculator, and you want to take 1024 times how much gigabytes RAM you have. Now for me it's 16. If you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, then you do 1024 times 4. If you have 16 like me, then you do it times 16. Then I'm going to get 16,384. Then I'm going to take that, whatever you get, and times it by 2. And that's the number that you're going to get. And you're going to put that number into the initial size and maximum size, but make sure you don't put the comma or else it won't work. And now if you do that, press set and then press OK, and it's going to ask you to restart your computer. You can do that just before you restart your computer. Make sure you press the stop on your server and then press enter on it, and make sure that thing is closed down, so just in case you don't lose any important files on your jar file for your server, just for safety precautions. And then the other step you're going to want to do for this RAM problem is you're going to want to go to Java, and you're going to want to go to all downloads on the site. It'll be somewhere on it when you go to java.com, and you're going to want to download a Windows Offline 64-bit. And once you do that, your Java will basically be more powerful, and it'll allow you to use more RAM for your server. Now another thing is, if you get this Minecraft server jar file and you put it into the file and it shows up as a WinRAR file, you're going to want to right click on it, and you're going to want to do open with, and you're just going to select Java instead of WinRAR. That's another simple problem that a lot of people have been having. Or simply, if you double click on it and the file does not open, you're just going to want to go to your browser and then re-download Java, and it should be good. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is something called port forwarding. And most of the time when people hear port forwarding, they say, oh my god, this is awful, I did not want to do this. But listen guys, it's not that hard, and it's, especially in this case, it's very simple. And I don't think this is a must-have to do step, but it's what I do, and it works better for me when I do this. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in 192.168.1.1, and that's going to open you up to your router access. Now, you should get taken to a screen. It might be, if you have links to smart Wi-Fi like I do, you're in luck because you're going to do exact same steps as I do. But if not, it'll say something like username or password or something like that. And if you don't know what to enter, most of the time on the username it'll be admin, and then the password will be password. If it's something different, you can look it up on router setup. And then, oh, why is... for some reason I have Bing on. But anyways, it's going to be setup router, how to set up a network router. And then say if you have a Netgear router, which a lot of people have Netgear, you go to N, and then you click on Netgear. And then say if you have the DG9-2264, you click on that. And then you want to know how to log into your router, you click on the login, and then it'll tell you you want to go to 192.168.01.1 instead of what I told you to go to. and then the username would be admin or password. Now, if you do have a password set on your router, then your password might be the password for your router, and the username might either be admin or the name of your router itself. So those are two different options if admin and password do not work for you. But once you get into your router access, it's different for everybody. On the router setup page, it could also help you get to the point you need to get, which I'm telling you to do. For me, I simply go to security, I go to apps and gaming, and I go to single port forwarding. You want to find single port forwarding somewhere on your router. It'll be somewhere. Every single router access page has it. And now you're going to want to name your application name something like Minecraft server. For external port, you're going to want to put 25565. Internal, the same thing, 25565. And then it'll say something like protocol or type on yours. If you don't have an option for both, or TCP/UDP, well, you want to do both if you have both. Or if it says TCP/UDP, you want to do TCP/UDP. But if you don't have an option for both or the two of them together, you're going to want to do one of the exact same things, but the protocol is going to be TCP, and you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to be doing it for UDP this time. So it's going to be, you're basically making two ports, but one's for TCP and one's for UDP. But if you have both, you won't have to do that. And then once you go to device IP, it'll be your IPv4 address again. So mine is 1.125. Sorry, 1, and then 125, and then enable it so it's true, and then you're just going to want to save it. I'm not going to save it because I already have a port set up. And you're just going to press apply, and OK, and then you're done. You're done with port forwarding. That's it. Okay? And now, all you're going to want to do from here is you're going to want to go to startserver.bat, and then double click the jar file again, and make sure everything's up and running, okay? And now from here, you're going to want to go into Minecraft. Now for me, don't do what I'm doing here, but I'm going to close out both of these, and I'm going to have to go into my server, and I'm going to have to go from this one. You guys are still going to do the ones in your folder. I just have to switch because I already have a server set up on my IPv4 address. You guys don't need to do this, but I need to, just because I won't be able to log into my server if I don't do this. But you guys are still going to follow the same steps that I'm doing now at this point to connect to your own server. Now your Minecraft is going to be loading up, and yes, once again guys, I can't stress this enough. You want to go to your folder, and then you do start server, the BAT file first, and then open up your jar file, and make sure they're still running. Do not close them. You need them open. And you go to Minecraft. Once it opens up, you go to multiplayer, and then you go to add server, and then you're going to want to enter your IPv4 address. So mine, once again, is 192.168.1.125, and then you want to go to done, and then it'll say logging in or something like that, and your server will be there. Make sure you test it out to see if it's working. I'm logging in. Mine does. And I'm just going to press escape so I can show you what the jar file says. It says Zintaxity join game. That's me. And then now what you want to do is you want to do /op, and then enter your username. Mine's Zintaxity, for example. And then, oh, I'm going to kill by a zombie, but you do enter. I'm going to disconnect real quick so I don't die. Alright, so yeah, the code for that was /op, and then you enter your username, and then it'll say that you're opt. So then once you do that, I would just keep your jar file server open for now. Now you're probably wondering, what do your friends have to enter for them to join your server as well? Now this is where I have to stress, only share this server, or only play in the server with your close friends or people that you trust. Because for them to get into your server, you have to tell them your IP address. Now how do you find your IP address? Well, all you need to do is just type in 2 letters. IP. You search it. I'm not going to show you guys my IP because I'm not sure if I'll be able to block it out. But all you need to do is type in IP and then obviously press enter, and then it will tell you your IP. You want to copy that IP, and that's what you tell your friends to enter into the ad server or direct connect. So what they would do exactly, open up Minecraft again, go to multiplayer, you go to add server, and what they will enter is your IP address that Chrome or whatever browser you're using told you what your IP address is. They'll enter it, and then they will be in your game. That is all you pretty much need to know. Now, if I missed anything, I'll put it into description. If I missed any steps, I don't think I did. But if you guys also have any questions or any, if you're struggling at all, please let me know in the comment section ASAP. And I'll try to help you as soon as I possibly can. I'm usually pretty good with responding to people in my comment section. And even if you guys need to get in Skype call with me and I can help you in there, you know, I'll do anything for you guys. You guys show me so much support, and I can't appreciate you guys enough. But either way, guys, this has been your boy Zintaxity, and